Hello, today I want to tell you about my essay. My essay was written today. My essay was written by me today. So it was difficult because I wrote this essay 3 times, but I did it. So okay, I have 22 points. This information can be wrong, and if you didn't agree with my decision, you can tell me. I think it's wrong, but now I think my mark is 22. So why I think so? Firstly, my essay is logical because all points from exercise I wrote in my essay about what after means in his quotation, what does after mean in his quotation, what I think about his quotation, and my arguments, and also conclusion. The conclusion I wrote in my essay. So another lexical. I think I didn't make lexical mistakes, but I repeat again that it can be wrong. My decision can be wrong. But I think I have 3. My mark is 3 in this point. Another grammatical. Grammatical, I think I have 2 points because I have more than 3 mistakes. Another point, I think I have 3. My mark is 3 because I didn't find these mistakes. I also repeat that it can be wrong. So I think I have 22. My mark is 22, but it can be wrong. You can tell me if it's wrong. Okay, goodbye. Thank you for your attention. Пока.
Hello everybody, now I'm going to assess my own essay from the last year English Olympiad on the quotation of William Shakespeare, "Not all that glisters is gold." The maximum that you can get for writing is 30 scores, but for each criterion you got only 3 scores, and there are 5 criteria, so the maximum that you got is 15, and then you have to double your result to get all the score of the writing. So for the communicative part, I think I've got 2 scores, no, 1 score, because I didn't reveal all the aspects and points that I had to do, so that's only 1 score. The grammatical mistakes, I think I've got 2 scores because I have quite a few mistakes, and they're quite stupid. So that's why 2 out of 3. For vocabulary, I've got also 2 points out of 3 because I didn't use all my wide range of vocabulary. My sentences are pretty simple, and I have quite a few repetition of words, so that's why 2. For spelling, I've got 3 out of 3. Then I have normal spelling, no mistakes. And for composition, I also got 3 scores because I have normal paragraphs, and that is okay, and everything is okay. So I've got 11 out of 15, and to convert it, I've got 22 out of 13.
Now I'm going to analyze and to criticize my writing part from the previous English Olympiad, and in this task I had to write an essay on the Shakespeare's quotation, "All that glisters is not gold," and the maximum score that I could get for this task is 30. This task has 5 points that I have to cover, and for each point you could get 3 scores only. Then you should calculate all your scores and multiply them by 2, and that you'd get your total result and your total mark out of 30. So for the first point, communication task, I got 3 out of 3 because I've solved the communication task, and my text reflects all the aspects mentioned in the Olympiad task, and also it has the required quantity of words. It has more than 180 words but less than 270. Actually, in this task I wrote 260 words. Then my organization of my text is pretty good because I have all the required paragraphs, so I should probably get 3 out of 3 for this point. Then I would probably get 2 out of 3 for my lexics, because I have a couple of mistakes. So the first mistake is that I used one word in the wrong context, and the second one is that I used the wrong combination of the words. That is why I would get only 2 out of 3 for this point. So next goes grammar. I had quite a few grammar mistakes, but I think I would get 2 out of 3 for this point. Then goes the orthography. I've done my orthography rather good, and I would probably get 3 out of 3 for orthography, as I kept up with my style and used all right commas where is necessary. So in total I would get 13 out of 50, and then multiplying it by 2, I would get 26 out of 30.
Hello. Today I'm going to talk about checking my own essay, which I wrote the last year on the Olympiad of English, and this essay was based on one of the quotations by William Shakespeare: "All that glisters is not gold." Now I need to tell you the maximum mark which you can receive for this work. As I've understood, according to Artem Petrovich Gulov, we will receive around 23. The maximum mark is around 23 because 10 for communication task, 4 for composition, 3 for another 3 for vocabulary, 3 for grammar, and 3 for punctuation and spelling. So now, let's start from the communication task. I think that here I need to give myself 10 out of 10 because my communication theme is completely fulfilled, because everything I was talking about was according to the quotation, "Oh, the glisters is not gold." I've been proving my opinion. I have given 2 examples. I have given a conclusion, and all this was according to William Shakespeare quotation: "All that glisters is not gold." Next point is composition. Here I want to give myself 4 out of 4 because I have introduction, where I speak about the quotation of William Shakespeare and I give its explanation. Second paragraph is telling my opinion that I agree with this quotation. Third and fourth paragraph is about examples, not just examples, but also I've been proving William Shakespeare's statement. And the last paragraph is the conclusion, so the summary of what I've been talking about during all the essay. So here 4 out of 4. But what about vocabulary and grammar? First of all, I don't have mistakes in spelling. I've checked it.
no mistakes in spelling, no mistakes with punctuation, everything is correct. But I have mistakes in vocabulary and grammar. And that's why I've given myself, all in all, 21 out of 23. So, the first mistake, which is grammar mistakes, and it's article, of course, is that how sounds the sentence? The most famous English playwright and poet William Shakespeare told us in one of his masterpieces, The Merchant of the Venice, one great phrase, and etc. My mistake is the Venice. The Merchant of Venice, no the. That's why I give myself 2 out of 3. Because as far as I've noticed, I have no other mistakes. Just I've put some appendixes, which is not really good, but it's okay. And my mistakes in vocabulary is not a correct use of words. So, quarrel and fight with each other. Better say fight against each other rather than with each other. And what to tell more is in the sentence. To sum up, I would like to point out that taking into account only outstanding things. Outstanding has a little bit different meaning from what I've been trying to tell examinators. Outstanding means something very unusual, something really not just ordinary and in a very good position, and a very good understanding of it. So here, outstanding doesn't suit because I've been trying to tell that taking into account only things which you can see by your eyes is not really good. And outstanding is not really a good word here. So, that's all I wanted to tell you. Thanks for listening to my video. Bye.
So in this essay, we can clearly see phrases like "in my opinion," which you can't use because this is a neutral style, so there should be not, you can't use it, and this is criteria 1. Also, there are spelling problems with the words playwrightus, and the words phrase, which does not spell like that. And also, the first paragraph and the last paragraph are actually much smaller than the second and the third, while they should be smaller, but not that noticeably smaller. So there should be around 50 words first and fourth, and around 60 to 70 words second and the third. Also, the word count is exceeded, though you have these 10%, and this essay is still in the safe zone, but you should actually consider doing less and staying in the safe field. I think that's all for me. Thank you.